Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Primo Calcio. This is week 2 of the Serie A. I'm Michael here with Anthony. How did your past weekend go?
Wow, what a weekend.
I thought it was a
Full
good
of
weekend.
amazing culture. It actually was. It was good.
Yeah.
There's some good games. I enjoyed. I didn't mind watching some of them.
Yep. No, I enjoyed a good handful of them. I was actually around, so I got to watch a decent amount of the games. The Napoli one in particular was a bit of a nail biter,
Yeah.
and it was pretty awesome. So we'll get to that one in a sec. Um,
Thank God for Antonio Conte keeping everything interesting. Team plays awesome.
Team
Yeah.
plays great, play with a ton of heart,
Yeah.
but a small team that's actually kind of been. I guess we'll kick it off with a small team that's been pretty
Yeah.
good lately. It's Cremonese. Cremonese
Yeah, baby.
Sassuolo. They had a late winner. Sassuolo's that kind of strange team. They've always been in Serie A. They finally went down, came back, and then I don't think they're looking too good. I don't know if Berardi is enough to kind of pull the strings. I don't think that Lorente is enough. Like those two guys, they don't have much besides that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm Cremonese probably reeling after that big win against the powerhouse of Milan. They took that confidence in the next game.
Yeah.
Little remnants there. That's my assessment of it. They're just, they're riding the wave, baby. We'll see how they do throughout the season, but so far so good. Good start for them.
Sassuolo's midfield: Matic, Boloka, and Verona failure at Milan. Their attack is actually okay. Lorente, or Laurent rather, Pinamonti and Berardi. I think
Oh,
their attack's okay. Their defense is not great. I actually like Doig. I think he's got a lot of presence. Muhremovic, Idzes, and Valikiewicz are very good. And then I think Sassuolo is not a great team. So
yeah. But Cremonese has Bascarotto, baby.
Baschirotto, they've got
Hell yeah.
two Milan players, Terciano and Bondo. It's kind of funny that they ended up
Yeah.
beating Milan last week.
Good.
Funny. I think Zerbin's been solid as well.
Yeah.
So no,
Daryl's
it's a good
solid.
little team.
Yeah, he's solid. He does well. He has his moments, but he does well most of the time.
I think Nicola he's a feisty character. I think he gets his teams to play hard.
Yeah.
I think that's more what it's
This
about.
is true. This is very true. Yes, I agree.
So
Cool. Well,
there's
that was a good game.
that game. Yeah, next one going to be Milan versus Lecce. So Milan did not play well at all this game. It was at some point you're almost wondering, all right, like yes they are controlling the game, but are they just going to get like one goal randomly scored on them by Lecce and then crumble? Who knows? And then all of a sudden they did get a goal from Lefte's cheek, and then Pulisic buried it at the end. I guess he wasn't fit, so but he still came on in the end, and just because he is a smart player, he got a good goal. So I think this was a very typical Max win. I think Milan fans, if you aren't used to Allegri, this is exactly what you can look at for a Max style win. It's gonna look ugly, but it's just the job will get done. And it's usually like a 2-0 thing, very low scoring. So this is Max style. So I think this is we're gonna see more of the same for a lot of the
I
season.
like it. I'm not. Yeah, I don't mind it. I like it.
And the
It's
formation
that.
was
That's fine.
terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
the defense kind of is what it is. Pavlovic, Gabia, Tomori. We don't have a great defense. I'd like to see Deventer in for Pavlovic or Tomori. I think that those spots are up for grabs. And then Estepanian's bad. I would like to see him not playing. However, they just got rid of Jimenez, so you got nobody else really there. And then Fofana has just been awful. I don't see why you can't run Ricci.
Yeah. What's up with that, man? I mean, he looked good in preseason too, and then these boneheads, he just choosing them instead. This is the Allegri way, though.
It's strange. So
Now you got Rabiot, and I like Rabiot. I think Rabiot
Ricci's not
is
touching the field,
he
man.
is a
Ricci's not touching the field
no,
unless
he's
Modric
not.
is injured because he's gonna go Modric first. The thing is, so first, Ricci was by far the biggest bright spot in preseason, and the only other people who came close was the two youngsters, Liberali and Komoto. Obviously, Liberali is sold permanently and Komoto loaned. So, and then Ricci's bench. So all the promising people from preseason, besides Leao, who look good too, are all benched or gone.
Yep.
Which is amazing. He likes his like big, strong dudes, right? That's just what he enjoys. However,
Yeah.
what he fails to realize is that Loftus Cheek and Fofana don't actually use their size. They don't do it. Loftus Cheek uses it only in attack. When he has the ball and he drives forward, he actually gets physical. He never uses it in defense. He doesn't push people off the ball. He's not the type of player Allegri probably thinks he is. And the same for Fofana. He's the exact same way. He uses it here and there. Other times he's lazy, takes bad angles, and does nothing. So he's not getting what he thinks he's going to get. I think you're much more better served if you play Ricci because at least when he did come in last game, his positioning is by far the best of anybody out there besides Modric. He knows where to be. He looks at danger. His head's always turning around looking at where threats are at if you watch him play. I like seeing that. You don't see that from these other guys with you. So
Well,
I think you
you
can be
spent
totally
some
fine.
money on him too. It's just shocking to me that they don't even run him out there the first two games, and the choices they're making over him are a
Yeah.
little baffling. I mean,
It's wild. I have a
it
feeling
is.
that now that Rabiot is here, you're going to see Modric, Rabiot, and Loftus-Cheek or Fofana. I don't think you're going to see Ricci at all. Jashari when he
I
comes
totally
back will
agree.
get some minutes, but he's injured for a few months now. He got injured in training by Santi Jimenez. Wild. He actually
Nice.
he broke his fibula, I believe. So actually broke his
Oh,
bone in
good.
training. Awesome, great job, great.
Well done.
Great job, Jimenez. He's already much maligned by the Milan fans. So add that on
Yeah.
top of it. Did you see his celebration?
No.
It was hilarious. He
No.
got his goal. It was offsides, but he didn't know that, and he was like tweaking out about a celebration because he's had some drama of late. He's been trying to be sold off. He wants to stay, and he just does this long celebration. And at the end, he takes a Jashari jersey out and is showing it to the stands, like yeah, Jashari, because he injured him, and then the goal gets called off. It was amazing. It was hilarious. He goes through this whole dramatic thing, and then the goal gets called off.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You know, as frustrating as frustrated as I am with the Juve project, you guys still make me feel better.
Dude, we should. This team's this management is a clown show. Oh my
Oh,
god.
dude, it's so bad. Just look at the team on paper, dude.
This
Like
this this is really reminiscent of
if you,
banter Milan.
yeah, it is. If you put your thumb over Modric on that lineup that you're looking at right now,
Oh, it's a
everything else
joke,
is
dude.
just poo. It's just poo.
Magnan has his moments. I mean, I guess actually, like, even though I just don't think he cares anymore, but Magnan actually is a top class keeper if he's playing well, and if he has a team that gives a shit. Gavi
That's
is
a poo
okay.
team.
Pavlovic and Tomori are banter style players. Estupinian, Fofana, banter. Musa,
Yep.
banter. Loftus Cheek, banter. Salamakers, he would be a good banter player. I
Yeah,
like him a
I
lot. Like
like him. Yeah,
I could see him as like one of the better players on a banter team. And Jimenez too.
yeah,
Yeah, this is a banter era team.
yeah. That's so bad.
It's banter era team. The only
It's a
ones you got are
horrible team.
Leao, Pulisic, Ricci, Modric,
Yeah, and three of those guys are on the bench, right?
possibly Salamakers. That's it. That's what you got.
Yep.
That's what you got for
Yeah. What
non-banter
a
style
shame.
players. This team sucks. And
What a shame.
But they made one massive signing this year, and it's Max Allegri. And he can
They
make
did.
this turd do well enough to battle for top four. That's the impressive thing.
No one polishes a turd better than Max Allegri.
So that's probably what's going to happen. It's not going to be exciting. They're going to play poorly, but they'll get some wins. They're just like, how do they get that win? Nobody knows, and they will get it. That's what's going to
Yep.
happen. You said there's a lot of drama this past few nights here with Milan. They made some last minute signings, so they were trying to get center back. They go for this Joe Gomez guy from Liverpool. I don't know much about him. I don't really care about him. That didn't go through, and then they pivoted and buy some dude from Germany who's like a 19-year-old kid. And Allegri has been asking for an experienced defender. He either wanted Leone, who had a lot of promise, or an experienced defender, and he gets nobody. He gets a 19-year-old kid from Germany who costs like
Yep.
6 mil or something like that, or something real cheap. Who knows? It's yes, could he be talented? Of course, but that's not what he asked for. And
He
this
might
this
be
is what
better
they
than
give you.
Pavlovich.
He probably is. It's not that hard to be
Yeah.
better than Pavlovic if you have a brain. But
Yeah.
it's just been so much weird drama. And then with the whole striker thing, we bought Nkunku, who's like actually a legitimately talented player. However, he's had a massive injury history at Chelsea. And I think that there's something going on between Cardinale and his boy Todd Bowley over at Chelsea, like the American hedge fund owner. I think they worked a little deal there because Pulisic came to Milan for a good price in the past. It was like here now take this player who we're trying to offload. I think there was something going on there. It came out of nowhere, and Allegri even said, "I don't know how to use him," so he didn't want the signing. Seriously, this is what's going on in Milan. There's a massive disconnect between sporting people and the non-sporting people, and you just know that tells you everything you gotta know. Forlani's running the show, and
Yeah.
it's good. Just a sloppy mess.
This
Oh,
is true.
and
It looks
and
like a
uh,
slap.
and Akanji was somebody who I think he's a very good defender. He would allow you to play a four-man back line if you wanted to, because you could run Akanji Gabia with no problems. However, he didn't want to come because of this was a shit show. We either didn't want to
I don't
pay
blame
him
him.
or it's a
Yeah.
shit show, and then he goes to Inter instead, which is a much more stable project. And I don't blame him. So Akanji got this unique thing. I don't know if you know much about, but he's I guess some like super genius like math guy, right? I'm like, well, that makes
Oh,
sense. If he's actually smart, he wouldn't choose this team. And
he
he
did the
actually,
math.
yeah, he interviewed with us. He's like, I'm out. So hey, I think he's gonna do great for Inter, and Milan is where they are.
Yeah. Which is
Um,
I don't know what it is. The Redbird Red Devils, like you always say.
yeah, man, I think they're still gonna battle for top four. We'll do our predictions in a different video. This game
Yeah.
was gross. I don't know what's gonna happen, but they're always gonna be in it because of it. They're gonna look terrible and get some random goals. I don't like it. Let's move on. You got anything else about Milan? I know that's kind of my team to rant about, but
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, we could talk about the defiling of Milan for a long time, and
yeah,
they
I
probably deserve it.
we will. I'll do a separate
Yeah.
one because there's some stuff going on with the youth sector that's like it legitimately is disgusting. Like what they're doing in the youth sector, even worse than this, and it's got to be brought up. But this isn't the case for that. So let us move along. All right,
Okay.
next game we have Bologna Como. Como
Yes.
comes back down to earth.
Yeah. Italiano's a good coach. He's got the boys playing well. I think that the first match was, first match. And I like the way Cambiaki's been looking the first two games. Hopefully he can stay healthy. He was looking good last year too before he got injured. Um, so I like what I'm seeing out of Cambiagi.
Kambiagi is good. Who's the other guy that they have? Dominguez. I think that guy's good too. I think that on that side they're covered. If you alternate Kambiagi and Dominguez, that's a very solid side.
Yeah,
The bigger
absolutely.
issue is you don't have anybody to really put in when if Orsolini goes down or gets injured because Orsolini is now that Ndoye's gone, he's by far and away their best.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, no. No.
a little bit more weak than it was. I think Castro played great. We were saying it last week. Castro needs to start. You can't be running.
Yes.
Who's the I can't forget his name. Immobile. You can't be running Immobile as your starter. He can maybe come on and give you some minutes. Castro's a good player, and he was instrumental in the goal. And his hold up play is awesome. He plays a lot older than he is. I like Castro, man. I think he's a good player.
I really like Castro. I think the first time I really saw him as a player that I would want to sign was in that Juve game a few years ago. God, what was it? Was he Malta was still coaching him? He had Allegri, and he was such a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yeah,
feisty.
I want that guy. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think where Bologna struggles is, I mean, obviously their defense is not too great. I think Zotea is fine, Lico Giannis is solid, but Vitek and I mean, their center backs are, and their midfield of Freuler and Moro is pretty weak. Like, I think it's just good coaching that's getting him by. It really is.
Yeah, no, Italiano's he's growing, and
Yeah, this is not a strong
no,
team at all.
no, it's not. It's not. It- but they got Bernadeschi, so I want to see him a little bit
Yeah,
more.
yep. Everybody's is drinking the Como Kool-Aid, and I think Como is a very cool team. But this is
Yeah,
Primo Calcio, and Como is mega foreign, and so I
yeah.
don't really
Get the
need
hell
them
out
to
of here.
succeed. So Como can go
Couldn't care
sit
less.
mid-table, and that's great. You could be exciting, bring some eyes to Serie A. I'm for that. That's great. But this is Primo Calcio. We have a very Italo-centric cast. Sorry, I'm not for it.
I couldn't give two shits
Yep,
about
it's
Como.
celebrities and foreign players. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
I'm out.
yeah. They can go dangle for what's her face? Who's the chick that's always there?
I don't know. Here
Yeah, I
Knightley,
don't even know.
get it?
Sure, that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Parma, Atalanta. Atalanta does not look good without Gasperini.
Nope.
I mean, and I think we always knew that they're both going to struggle like apart, but he seems to have been turning or doing well with Roma already. Roma's got a good lineup. So Gasperini obviously was a lot more important, and I think that's how it goes. Coaches are just very, very important in this day and age, which we say. Skamaka didn't look very good this game. He had a couple nice plays, but he wasn't on fire like he was last game. That's his issue. He's not consistent. Maldini, okay. Paslic was good. Villanova was good. Scalvini's getting more minutes. I don't expect him to be good yet, but I think you said that he played a lot better positionally this game.
Yeah, yeah. He's got a lot of time away from the game in his few years that he's been, a thing. he needs to have a season where he just stays injury free and gets to actually play a significant chunk of minutes. If he doesn't, he's done. There's no way you can take that much time off every year and be, anything more than a mid-table team player.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hope he stays healthy for a year because, as we said last
Yeah.
time, if he doesn't, I don't think he'll ever back to real health
No.
and or to the quality he needs to get to. Um, or Oristanio on Parma, I like him. I think he's going to be getting the start at some point. I know that he was a sub. My guy Cutrone, he's awesome. He's just a good battler. He's not a very
Yep.
skilled guy, but he just gets the job done. Comes in, gets it's a great goal. Always had a soft spot for Cutrone as a Milan youth product, and I think he should have been at the club still. I would love to see him there as like a third striker sub. Seeing as we have nobody anyways, why not, right? But he's not a great player, but he's just got that fight to him, and I like it. So good goal from him too.
I'm with you on Catrone.
Before we leave off this, what do you think Atalanta's going to be like this year? Since this is kind of a team that was always been in top four, almost a guarantee the past several years, and now I feel the
Oh,
general consensus is battling for Europa League, maybe.
maybe. I think they're ninth or 10th. I think there's other teams that are going to outperform them this
Yeah,
year that are in that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
When we'll go down the list, I think at the end of the cast, but I think they're a 9th or 10th place team.
Yeah,
I think they made it. They don't have a very good coach.
I mean they could
I
get as
think
high
they
as like
keep
sixth,
selling away.
but I think
Yeah,
they're going to
sure,
battle for
maybe.
like from like sixth to 10th. I think is what they're.
I mean, they keep getting rid of all their best players. It's you can't live like that forever, and you no longer have the Gasperini magic
Yeah,
with his craziness.
Gasperini makes bad players good, and he makes good
Yeah,
players great. That's just what he does, and he
yep,
really pulls the most out of people. That's why so many people leave Atalanta and suck. They
yep.
they don't perform with anybody else, and now you just lost Lookman and you lost Gasperini, which was arguably your best player and
Or not
obviously your
not
coach.
Gasperini, Lookman and you said Lookman and Gasperini. Oh yeah, look,
Yeah,
yeah.
they lost. They
The
lost.
coach.
They're not playing Lookman because he's there, but he's not
Yeah,
playing.
but they also lost. Scroll down a little bit. Where the hell's Ederson been, man?
I don't know what he injured.
Sure.
Where is
Yeah,
Ederson?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They
I mean that
sell
guy's
him.
awesome.
Yeah, that their midfield is has a gaping hole in it without that guy there. That guy's been my favorite player for them for a little while. He's an excellent player, and maybe he's injured. I'm not sure, but that's a player they need desperately if they want
Yeah,
to have
yeah,
any
he's
chance of
he's on.
qualifying for
It
Europe.
says Atalanta. I was gonna say I didn't think he transferred
Who?
anywhere.
How could he not be purchased? Like who? How can he not be a player that's
He was
bought
looked
by
at
a
by a lot of people, but I don't know.
yeah? That's an awesome. I'd take him in a
Maybe he's
second.
got an injury. Yeah, official. Yep, he's got an injury. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what it is. I was gonna say you can't. How's he not your main
yeah.
starter? Like you're gonna run Durin and
That's a
Pasalic. That's pretty basic midfielder.
that's a tough. Yeah, that's a tough injury to have to start off your career by taking over for Gasperini if you're what's
Yeah,
his name, Juric.
I'd start
That's
giving
not.
Brescianini some more minutes too. I think he only looks good
Yeah,
when he comes in. He's a solid player. And
yeah,
Zalewski
I agree.
is a good pickup. So I think Zalewski
Yeah,
Bellanova is really nice for your wings. Those are really good wing backs. So I think they're
yep,
set there.
I agree.
All right, let's move on from Atalanta, and we go now to Napoli Cagliari. This was a
Oh, what a
game.
game.
I love
Yeah,
how Cagliari plays. By the way, feisty. They just locked it down, played pretty hardcore. Napoli just kept banging the ball in the box and wasn't getting anything. Cagliari's playing great.
yeah. I mean, they have a lot of unsung heroes on that team. I like what they're doing, obviously, because they've got a lot of Italians there, and Luperto's been a solid journeyman. Prati's looking pretty good for a young Italian.
Yeah, Patti looks
I
like
like what they're
solid.
doing.
I
Yeah,
like
Palestra looks good.
Sebastiano Esposito. I like my favorite player on that team is Caprile. I think he's a very underrated
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
okay.
He was linked with a lot of places. I think Caprile is a guy who should have gone to a bigger team and really should go to a
Yeah.
bigger team after this. He has a good.
Well, he's got the wrong flag next to his name, but he's an excellent young goalie. He
Yeah.
really is. Yeah,
Incredibly assured. He always looks good. He's a good athlete too. He gets up
yeah.
and down fast. He doesn't like lumber around, which a lot of goalies do.
Yeah, like I think Donnarumma's a massive gump, but he makes it work.
Yeah,
Caprile is actually athletic, so yeah, I think that's someone to keep our eye on throughout the year. And this team is I think Primo Calcio team of the season. I think it has to be.
I will we'll see. It's early to say. It's early to say, but
You think they're
I
going to
dig
stop
it.
playing all the Italians?
You never know. But for right now, I like it. Right,
Well,
we'll see.
this game was, one team completely overwhelming the other, and they just couldn't bang it
Yeah.
in. And because they kept, they kept throwing guys in the box, especially as the game went on later. They did give up a couple scary moments, but that's expected when you're throwing so much forward. McTominay, on a day when he's off, he's still
He's
one
still
of the best players on
great.
the field.
He's playing like out of
Yeah,
position too. Like this happened there
yeah,
for right now. It's like I don't know.
doesn't matter.
He's
He's
just a
so
good
good.
worker, man. He's a good player, smart player. I was super surprised he didn't bury that one goal, and on a different day
Yeah,
he
same.
would have. Right at the end
Yes,
there.
absolutely.
It's nice to see Buongiorno get some
Spinazzola,
minutes again because man, that guy
yes.
has got to be a part of the national team big time, and so I think he needs
Yeah.
to get back but healthy. I mean, all these injuries have been really hindering.
Honestly, he's our only hope for having a really good center back
A
because the
true
other
center
guys
back.
are just, yeah, they're, Bastoni's just terrible in the box. He can't read
Yeah,
the ball in the
Bastone's not a
air.
real center back, man. I know people love
Yeah,
him, but I don't trust him. I hope that Leone can grow, and maybe you're looking at
yeah,
like Leone Buongiorno if you're running a 2-man back line.
yeah.
Maybe
I agree.
that's what you're looking at for the future. I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man, Spinazzola, he's out. He's excellent. He's outperformed Di Lorenzo, I think. Which Di
Piazzolla's
Lorenzo's
always been a
always
great
solid, but
player. He's had one issue
he is an
in
awesome
injuries.
player.
He's an awesome player. He's
I really
smart,
like him.
fast. He can do
Yeah.
both defend and attack. He's good,
Yep.
man. Spinazzola's always been good. He's got a great
Yep.
left foot and excellent cross, and he can help with some pretty fancy moves at times. He's a really good player. Um, I was
Yeah.
surprised
Did you ever think you'd
that
see the day, though?
what was that?
Did you ever think you'd see the day when Napoli starts 5 Italians?
Yeah, God, they used to be like the most foreign team. I
Yeah.
never used to like him actually. I remember you've always had a soft spot for Napoli, probably because
Yeah,
the
definitely.
city and the culture is awesome. But I
Yeah.
was like, I can't see it because they always run like two people. They have like Insigne and one other guy. And I'm like, it's just like not an Italian team to me. Like they'd rather go buy Argentinians. Now Conte's there, everything changed. Now they run five,
Yeah,
and then they had six on it. Later in the game, like they actually care now. That's because of Conte.
absolutely. And their bench is full of them too. They have so many. It's really nice.
Put aside the Italian part though, like they play the way that I like to see a team play.
Yeah,
They
100%.
play with fight, with heart. But they're still creative. They're still trying things. Like it's not just like a very boring game. It actually like is fun to watch. They lock it down when they have to. Like I like watching this team. They do everything you want them to do. Um, People give Conte a very weird bad rap. Some boring coach. I haven't seen a boring Napoli game yet. Have you? I really haven't. They play
No,
amazing.
I mean, people don't know what the heck they're talking about. I mean, when he was at Juventus, that was like the best Juventus we ever had. He was incredible. He took us out of the
They had
out of the
Pogba,
post
Vidal, and
Calciopoli era.
Marquisio. That was
Dude,
an exciting
yeah,
team, man. That
Pirlo.
wasn't boring.
Come on, man. I mean, we have an amazing. That was an amazing, exciting team, and we were pounding teams into submission at one point. I mean, and we play with fire and passion. You see that in this Napoli team. This is just all Conte, man. He's my favorite coach for a reason. This is how I want my teams to play. And last year that Simeone sliding header. I love that shit, man. And this is
Yeah, dude.
it's just
He
all
was
him.
just clearing the ball. That's it. He just knew
Yeah,
I got to get this ball away right now, even if it's 3 feet. I
yeah,
can't. He just dives on the ground and gets. That's because Conte. I mean,
absolutely.
Simeone is a nice like feisty player too, but still like that's because of every coach. This whole team's
Well,
playing
yeah,
that way. He kept Zombo. Zombo gets the game winning goal. I mean, this team is.
yep.
I'm really hoping they repeat. I know it's hard to do. I hope
Oh
they
yeah,
repeat, and I hope they go deep in the Champions League. I'm really really pulling for Napoli this hard. So
yeah. I'm not so sure about how they'll do in the Champions League yet.
I just want to go deep.
Because
They don't need to win
with
it.
with,
I want
with
to go deep.
Lukaku injured, I think that's going to be really
Well, he'll
tough.
be back in
But
time. 3 months.
you think so?
Yeah, he'll be
Yeah,
back,
that,
he'll be
that's
back
a
in,
lot.
in December, and the Champions League
Well,
really heats up after the New Year. They can get by
we'll
with
see
it.
how the old man recovers from his injury too. But I just hope they pound everybody in Serie A just into submission.
I think Hoyland's is going to be good there too. I think that Luca started off a bit rough, but he's got to learn. He's the thing that
Yeah.
I've never loved about Luca is I don't think that he's the best at actually like getting people involved in the game. Like that's what Lukaku's really holds the ball up, gets
Yes.
people involved, and that's where he needs to grow and be like a actual presence, not just be like, hey, I'm a very tall guy. No, like you need to be a presence. Like, where are you at? Are you looking for the ball? Are you showing? Are you getting? Are you getting? That's what Luka needs to do right now. Even if he's not scoring, I want to see him do that type of stuff, and I'm not seeing that. But that's
All
two
those
games.
little decisions,
Two
turning
games.
right, turning left,
Yes.
it's those little tiny decisions that are just he's just off on.
Push out the fender
And
a
maybe
little bit
that comes with
early. You know.
time. Yeah, not everybody has to be a world-class striker. Not everybody has to be amazingly instinctual like that. You can learn it. And he can be more than serviceable. But I think he just needs more time. I hope they don't give up on him so
No,
fast
he needs
with
time.
Hoyland being there.
I mean,
Yeah, but he does need time to link it to an actually good team. I mean, he was playing with, this is the first proper team he's been on here.
yeah.
He's had an amazing coach. He's surrounded by class and talent and
It's way
experience.
too early to make a call on him, but I
Yeah,
think that they made a good choice in Hoyland because they're very different strikers.
yeah,
You got like
yeah,
a tall guy who's more like a point man, and then Hoyland can do a little bit of that, but he's quick and can run in behind. I think it's very
yes.
smart. I think he's going to be very good. I actually think that's a really smart signing.
Mhm.
Lang is going to be good. You can tell he I think he's going to fit
Yeah.
Conte's style perfectly. I don't know, man. I really like their transfer Mercato. They knocked
Well,
it out of the park.
you know what I love to see though? I love to see Politano. Every single time they sign these big name
It's
players,
awesome,
he
man.
consistently outplays them. And fans bitch, they like blame him for everything. Dude, he is absolutely the centerpiece of that attack in the last match. Like, everything go his side's always working. He's getting back on D. He's the primary catalyst for sending crosses into the box. And yeah, is he an amazing player? No, but dude, you can't take that guy off the field. I'm sorry. I mean, you're going to lose too much defensively, and maybe against Cagliari, he could have done it, but good good for Politano to continuously earn his position over all these big time signings. I think that this might be the year he does lose it, but I do like seeing the underdog come through
I
despite
think
all odds.
Politano is absolutely fantastic. I think
Yeah,
he's feisty. He's a gamer. He works all game long. He's super consistent every single game. He's noticeable. Here and there he fades, but not often. He's always got a great left foot. He can bang in shots, crosses. He beats his man a lot. He's an incredibly consistent player. And yes, there are better players than him. But I mean, like, he gives you consistency every time
yeah,
because of his work rate. Because when some players are off and they're not great workers, then they just look shitty. When he's off, he still is winning the ball back, fighting hard, pushing the ball forward, passing it off. Like, yeah, his shot may not be great at times, or he might have had that final ball, but he's always doing the other work, so he's never going to have a bad game. I love players like that. They're never bad.
yeah. Well, it was like, last year when, everyone was just enraged that Neres wasn't starting, every match. It's like, Neres was very patchy. He would do something
Yeah,
incredible and then he'd disappear forever and
but
like
that's
fall
why you
on the
got
ground.
Politano.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Politano plays. That's why he starts. These other guys want to grow a pair and actually play a complete game, then I guarantee you, they'll play over
Yeah.
Politano. But until they do that, Poli- the little engine that could's gonna keep running that spot.
Well, and then when Neres got on that like hot patch of form, yeah, of course you start Neres, and then when he gets off the patch of form, you play Politano. It's pretty easy. I mean, this team is very very well built. So we'll go into
Yeah.
that when we do like the whole overall squad reviews. But I like it. They still got Marinucci, Matsuki. Matsuki's okay. Hasa, Billy Gilmore was great last year. Really came into his
Yep.
own. Milinkovic Savic. So yeah,
Yeah.
Napoli's
They're
doing the
stout.
thing. Okay, we move
Who's
on.
next?
Who is next? Pisa Roma. Roma, man. 1-0 win against Pisa. Not an amazing team. I don't think Pisa is gonna do great things this year. But Roma again, their inspiration comes from Sule.
Yes.
Guy's good,
Sule's a
man.
really, really good player.
Yep.
Yes.
Guy's really good.
Absolutely.
He's what you got
Really
when you don't
good
have
player.
Dybala, you need Sule. I think
Yeah.
if you don't have Dybala, you need Sule.
He is one of the few creative players in the modern game. And he's young and he's getting better and better. He has a great mentor there on the team with him.
Yeah.
I like Sule very much. I think he's just going to get better and better under Gasperini. I think Gasperini has a lot of work to do. It's tough to turn a team around that was a very pragmatic team last year, and then all of a sudden make them some like high flying, blitzing juggernaut. I think
Yeah.
it's going to take time, but
But I mean,
it's
they seem to be
okay.
buying in,
Yeah,
and this Ferguson
yeah,
kid looks good. He looks strong. He looks like he's got decent pace for his size too. I mean, he looks good, man. I'm
Yeah.
not sold on Cristante, but he's looked good the past few weeks here. I'm not sold on that so far. I think that could be a definite upgrade. So,
Yeah.
um, El
Yeah.
Shaarawy, as much as I love his work rate, I that's of course an upgrade. But I do like him, and he's been the captain of them right now. So I mean, I like El Shaarawy. I always say I had a soft spot for him. But obviously, I'm a Milan guy, but I'm looking at spots to upgrade. Those are probably two that could upgrade.
Yeah. Gasperini knows what he's doing. He'll get it figured out, and they'll get those. But he's gonna get he's got the results so far.
Yes, and
3 points is 3 points.
Dybala once again awesome. He came on, game
Of
changed.
course.
So it's
Yeah,
I'm definitely with you there. He's my favorite person in Serie A to watch in general.
absolutely. And they
So
just don't make players like that anymore. And it just every time I think I'm just being a crusty old and
he
nostalgic.
definitely reminds me
Dybala
of the
comes
old school
out.
him.
Yeah, Dybala comes out and he just sees the game so much better than everybody else. You're like,
Very
yeah, okay,
seamless
that's
class, very
yeah,
seamless
yeah,
class. Like, and
yeah,
it's he's an excellent
yeah.
player.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. Definitely my favorite player to watch right now, and has been. Even last season was a really special season for him. He actually stayed healthy for a
Absolutely.
lot of it, and him and Ranieri were like the biggest reasons that team went so far
Oh
after
yeah,
Ranieri
absolutely.
came. So. Well, Roma is on it. We'll see what Gasperini can do. I've actually got pretty high hopes for them right now. They had a lot of weird signings. I think it's strange that Baldanzi's getting no minutes.
It
That's something
is. It's
I'm really not liking. If that's the case, he really should leave because this
yeah,
is harming him very badly. He's been there a few years now and gets 0 minutes. He's
yeah.
got to go. He's got to leave.
I
Like go to
yeah, I
like
totally
Bologna or
agree.
something like that. Then you can even sub on for Orsolini and get some minutes. I don't just anything. Just leave and get out of there.
Yeah, yeah, he's got to leave.
All right, next we move on to Torino Fiorentina. Snoozer,
Oh,
snooze fest. I'm not happy about it because I want Fiorentina to do well.
he
But
needs to put some of those balls in the net. That's what I'll say.
yeah, he looks real sloppy,
He
taking
did.
some
He was
awful
totally
shots.
off.
He could
Yep.
looked okay. I think that it could be a good
Yeah,
pairing.
yeah, I like it. I think their squad's fine. I just they were just not
I
clicking, man.
like
I hate that. I
this.
hate Pongracic, whatever his name,
Yeah, yeah.
Pongracic.
Pongracic is
He's
not
so
good.
bad, dude.
Plus, Kamuto needs to be in the middle. They ran Mari in middle
Yeah.
against the Polish team, and they ran Kamuto on the right, Ranieri. You think that lineup be good? They're terrible. They almost lost this like really low Polish team there. I mean, they pulled out in the end and tied them, but it's like they did not look good. Kamuto's got to be in the mid. Ranieri has to be on the left, and then you got to play whoever else. You got to give Mari or somebody on the right.
Completely agree. Yes, if you're going to run a three-man back line, yes, Kamutsa has to be in the middle of that. They're doing it wrong, and quite frankly, last year their best defensive performances were with the four-man back line, with just Ranieri and Kamutsa side
Yeah,
by side. I don't know why you have to carve out a space for Pongracic, especially when you have Fagioli on the bench, who
I
it was
agree.
definitely a bright spot when he came on. You know,
Well, I
so
mean,
I don't know.
I, I don't know. Also up top, I think the Piccoli and Keane could be a nice fit. I don't think I love this 3-man up top thing that they're running right now. I would rather see an extra midfielder. I think it's going to help out because I don't think that Psalm and Mandragora is a good enough two. I like Mandragora and I think Psalm's a decent player, but I think you need Fagioli in there as well to run a three. That's when they started to play well last season. And I think you got to axe one of Goodmanson or Piccoli, and just they should sub on and bring a different look for each other. If you want a striker's bit and put in some goals later in the game, you put Piccoli on. If you want like a more creative player to play next to Keane, then you put Goodmanson on. I think
They
that's
got
what has to
Dzeko too.
happen. Yeah, they got Dzeko too. I mean, Dzeko could just be a sub for Keane, or you bring on like the late
Yeah,
game, but I think that's what has to happen. I want to see Fazzini get a little more minutes. I don't think Endure is quite there yet, but he could be a sub. I just think Fagioli needs to be a centerpiece of this team. In my
yeah,
opinion, he is their best midfielder. I mean, maybe
yeah.
Mondragora is, but he needs to play more.
Yeah, him and Mandragora should be playing together. I mean,
Yeah,
Mandragora does all the things, and it lets Fagioli, be a little more creative and facilitate. I do like him having freedom to roam,
yeah.
and if they need to have a three-man midfield on
I
that
think a
team.
3-man mid has to
But
be.
this
They have
is
not looked good in this formation in the past 2 games.
Pioli's just not. He's just not good at this stuff, man. Like this whole
Pioli's a bad
coaching thing.
tactician. I
He's just not.
I
He's just not
hated
good at
his
the whole
tactics on
coaching thing.
Milan.
Yeah,
He's an amazing man manager. People love him.
yeah,
He's like a good dude, but
yeah.
his tactics drove me nuts. He'd have players who didn't fit the system. He'd be putting square pegs in round holes at Milan, just slam this 4-2-3-1 the whole time, and he's
Yep.
just gonna do the same crap here. Like he's got to figure this out. Like you have a certain set of players, you need to play with those players. You can't just make them fit whatever crappy system you have.
Yeah, he's just bad at tactics. He's good in this modern age where all these soft players because he's a nice friendly guy, and so no one's mad. He's the locker room's
Yeah,
nice
he's
and
a good
chill, and
coach.
that goes a long way with these people.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a very good coach. I think he's an
he's
okay
solid.
coach.
I mean, by good, he's solid. Yeah, he's like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. That's
Yeah, I'll give him
solid.
a
It's
five.
whatever.
Yeah, I'll give him a five.
I think
I'll
Gosens
give
and
Pioli a five.
Dodo are great wing backs, so you don't have to make a single change
Yeah,
there. They're excellent. Gosens in particular was great this last game, but either
yeah.
way. Fiorentina, I want to see more out of. Torino is just a kind of like a weirdly basic team. Aslani's going to get his moments now. I like Simeone. I like Casadei. The rest, I don't know. I don't know. Torino is
Yeah,
Torino. I'm not the biggest fan
God,
of them right now.
yeah, they're a hot turd this year, I
Not
think.
interesting to watch.
Yeah,
We move on. Genoa, Juve. Juve pulls it off 1-0, and
yeah,
wouldn't you know it, Vlahovic is back again.
yeah. I see our leading goal scorer right now.
Well, yeah, he scored in both games.
Good,
You
good
got
for him.
David and Vlahovic last game, and then Vlahovic this game, right? That was, I think that's what it
Yeah,
was. So
yeah. And
there you go.
David missed some pretty bogus.
David didn't look great this
Yeah.
game,
Oh my God, no, no.
but
I like him. I think he's
that's David
athletic
though.
and solid. But yeah, yeah.
He's not an amazing striker. He's just, I've always thought he's an overrated guy, but when you have him for free, great. That's why it's a good sign. It's free.
It's a very average team in a very average league, and you know, Tudor's got him at least consistent.
Yeah.
He's been playing the same damn lineup through the entire preseason. Just adding in David when we signed him, and yeah, it's working. We didn't have any hard tests. I think Genoa's not the strongest team. I do like Vieira as a coach a lot. I think he's got the team well organized. But hey, we certainly got the job done. And that's what matters.
Genoa's
We
solid.
have
The new
Genoa's solid.
signings that you've been made, I think, were fantastic. But getting Openda in here for
Yeah,
a different look, getting Zagrova in here, so now him and Conceição can kind of share.
yeah.
That's fantastic. So I think that Juve really upgraded their attack big time this past year. So
Yeah, that's a big that's a big conversation is the I thought Camoli was doing a good job in general. I thought he hadn't done anything stupid. He was winning his negotiations. He was making I hate the team he's building because it's not a very Juventus team. It's not a very Italian team. But just brass tacks,
yeah,
got my I got
objectively,
my,
he's doing good
suit on and my
deals.
briefcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides
I'm
selling
sitting at the
Savon, I think
shareholders
that
table.
was the only move that was made this year for Juve that I really disagreed with. I'm actually glad they didn't buy Colomani. I think that would have been a massive mistake. I think Vlahovic is a much better player, and if he just has a decent season, you're gonna see it. I like
Yeah.
Zagrova as a signing. I like Openda as a signing. David was a very smart, shrewd signing. Joao Mario is better than the guy he replaced. I think. We'll see. But
Yes, yeah.
Kelly
He's serviceable
sucks.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he didn't sign Kelly. That was the previous idiot.
I think they should have tried harder. There's always a way to get rid of somebody and bring somebody in. I think they should have brought
Yeah.
somebody in or just kept Savona. I think
Well,
that was a really bad decision to select.
I think Tudor likes Kelly. I think
He
he does
does.
because
He's
he's
playing him every
choosing
game.
him over better players every
Yeah.
week in and week out. I mean, it's Tudor has his guys. He wants his center backs to overlap and get in the box because that's the idea. When you have a stupid team, that's how you generate offense. You just throw people at it because you have no creativity. I think the signing of Zagrova is going to be our most important because I think he's
You have an
the
actual creative
only
player on there
creative.
besides Leo
Yes.
Yildiz. I mean, you have Yildiz, but it's all on him. He's a
Well,
19
he's
years
not.
old.
Yildiz isn't really creative. He's
20, right?
yeah. He's 20. He's great dribbling the ball. He's
He's getting
direct. I
creative. He's
love
made
the way he
a
plays.
couple slick passes the past few games. I've
Yeah.
seen a couple. He's getting there.
Yeah, he's not like a yeah. He's not a conductor. I think Zagrova's gonna add because Conceição is such an average player, and I don't know why especially after seeing that we bought like Openda and Zagrova. I have no idea why we spent the 30 million on Conceição, but
Yeah, if that was happening,
he's
you do
there.
not need Conceição. But I'll give you this: he'll give you a nice change of pace off the bench. He's going to work his ass off,
Yeah,
and he can get some mileage against those small teams.
I think that's his best use is coming on as a 70th minute sub and
Ton of
using
energy.
his speed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly where so you start Zagrova, you bring this guy on,
Big
boom.
time.
That side of the field's good and locked. And Openda might have a tough spot. Well, David Openda and Vlahovic are all
I would
All
not
in
start
effective places.
Openda over. I mean, like if you want a different look, he could start over. If Vlahovic is on, Vlahovic is by far the best one. However, if he's not on, yeah, it's a toss up between Openda, David, and Vlahovic. Yildiz retains the starting spot. Zagrova retains the starting spot, in my opinion. So I don't know. Yeah, Openda's got to battle it out with the up top guys, or just provide depth.
I think you keep bringing Vlahovic off the bench to just piss him off because I think he's
Get him
just
fired
pissed
up.
off,
Yeah,
and that's why he's playing well. Yeah,
probably. Yeah,
I honestly that if you give him the starting spot and make him the man, he's
yeah,
going
he's
to
not gonna
fail
care
because that's.
anymore. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what history tells us he's going to do. So I like him coming off the bench, and I like pissed off Vlahovic. It's at least working.
True. Midfield, in my opinion, is also very fragile.
Yeah.
Locatelli's solid, Thuram is solid, but like you're running a two-man midfield. There's a lot of responsibility on those guys who aren't like really like that dynamic of like DMs. Like
No,
Locatelli's much
yeah,
more of like he's a smarter player, but he also makes a lot of boneheaded mistakes. He's not a very creative guy. Thuram is better at pushing forward, not the best at defense. They don't really fit that spot, but it's what you have. Like I think that if you guys would have bought a true like Regista DM, like awesome at conducting, like Ravella, who you already
yeah, we
had,
had one, yeah, yeah.
your team looks a lot better. Like if you have Ravella plus the signings that you have right now, your team looks a lot better. If Ravella
Absolutely,
if Locatelli was Ravella, that team looks a lot better. And
exactly.
if
We
Kelly
need a
was
guy that can
anybody
pass and
else,
distribute.
yeah, that's really the two spots that kind of stand out to me right
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm just. Like I said, it's an average team, but we have a guy that's been, working the market well. At least he's not doing stupid things like we were doing last year.
now.
So at least I can say we're not making dumb moves.
Nope,
Do I like the
only
team?
one
Is
dumb
it a
one,
good team?
Savona. But
No.
I'll stick to
Yeah,
that. I think that was a bad steal because and
that
most
was
people
bad.
just run him over Kelly and runs the one Bremer Gatti.
But they don't care because Savona's pure
You know what?
plus Valenza, and that's all that matters. And
Pure
like
capital
if
gains, baby.
Moretti, well, if Moretti didn't get injured, he would have been sold too. He was ready to go to Napoli, and then he
Yeah,
got
that's
injured.
true. That's
So
true.
Moretti's gone in January.
Super talented
So
player too.
all those guys, yeah, all these guys are going to go. They don't. It's just get the money. If they're worth a few bucks, they're gonna sell
So
them.
sad. So
Yeah, it
sad.
is.
It's
It is.
surprising that our fans, Milan and you guys fans, put up with this, especially the
Well,
ones who are
it's a
actually
corrupted
from
fan base.
Italy themselves. You should
Yeah. Well,
support your own guys.
yeah. There's well, that's also what a major problem with Italy in general is there's supreme lack of national pride, and it's a self-loathing culture. I say it all the time.
Yep.
And until they stop apologizing for being Italian, this will never change.
No, I agree. All right, let's move on to a team that's never Italian. It's
Yeah,
Udinese. And
Udinese.
they beat Inter. They are always like an obnoxious, just physical team, right? And some
Yeah,
teams struggle against it. Inter's gonna struggle. They don't have a big, powerful midfield, right? To combat that, they got a talented midfield, but they got with Barella, Mkhitaryan, and Çalhanoğlu.
yeah.
None of those guys are very physical, but it works because they have good skill and they're smart players. And now they have Sukic in there, who's young but learning. They just didn't look great. They didn't look bad. Like they were still creating chances, but they couldn't really
No.
break the full line of Udinese. They had 4 shots on target the whole time.
These are the kind of games where I don't like when you. These are the kind of games where I think teams like Inter need to cycle in some of their other players. There's no reason, no matter who's coaching that team, that this is this one isn't on Kivu. That starting lineup for Inter should easily beat that team.
I
There are
agree,
no
and I think
easy
you need to
wins,
cycle
that's
in
for
those other players
sure.
who are hungry for minutes against these
Yes,
teams a lot better. Like,
yes,
do you think Thuram really cares about playing Udinese an eighth time? Probably not.
right.
It's like yeah, like Barella didn't look great this game. Sub him out early. Put on somebody who's hungry right now and wants it. Great. Like that's I agree entirely. And they got players they can bring in. Like they have people who they should have played Boney earlier. They should have put Pio Esposito in a little bit earlier. Like guys who
Yeah,
who have talent. Why not?
these are the kind of games you put guys in like
But
that.
Kezi,
So
I don't know what he's doing. They got a new midfielder, this Andy Diouf guy. Why isn't this the game you try that guy?
throw a couple of them out there in the
Yeah,
current
2.
lineup, and get those hungry kids out there. They're trying to prove themselves. So yeah, maybe it is on Kivu a little bit, but
It probably is on
still
Kiva.
that starting lineup should easily beat Udinese. They're
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
early stumbles, early season. But as we saw last season, those early stumbles can be too much to overcome sometimes. So
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. We'll see. But yeah, Inter definitely dropped some stock in this game because they definitely looked
yeah,
like the Achilles heel had been found. Just playing physically and
yeah,
lock it
absolutely.
down, playing physically, go out on the counterattack and okay, basically play their game against them.
Yeah,
And they struggled. It's like a mirror formation, and they just had a more physical team. And Udinese was way more fired up than Inter was. Inter looked a little bit anemic, which is what they were
absolutely,
guilty of at the end of last season.
absolutely.
Um, yeah, not much else about Inter besides I think their stock dropped. We'll see what happens with them, but um, more to talk about on their other Mercato when we do. Last game of
Yes.
this, Lazio Verona. Lazio, who looked garbage last game, looked fantastic this game. They made the change we wanted to see. Rovella is their best player, in my opinion. He needs to
Yes.
start every game. Um,
Mhm.
he was, in my opinion, I think yours too, the player of the entire week. That's why he
Absolutely.
gets our thumbnail. He's so impactful, so much character, does it all, and it was also creative. He wasn't just breaking stuff up. He was creative. He was the metronome. He's awesome.
Yeah, this is a scouting report on Ravella that there a ton of people don't. I don't know if they don't really watch a lot of the games, but he's our only midfielder, certainly our only defensive midfielder that has proper vision, like deadly vision, that impactful passes that can break down defenses.
Actually
And
passes it
he's
vertically.
just, yeah, he's been doing this since he was a kid. And then as he started bumping up into more important games, yeah, it's going to take a little more time for him to get the confidence to do it all the
Yeah,
time. But he
sometimes
started
you're
doing it
safer in
last
big
year,
games. Yeah.
especially. Yeah, and all last year. I mean, when he did get tired towards the end of the season, that there was a drop off, and that is exactly why Lazio dropped off, because everything would go through Rovella. And then I think towards the end of last season, we were talking about it. They stopped using him, and they were starting to use the wingers more. When Rovella dictates the play, Lazio is very successful, and I think they just need to stick with it.
Well, two huge
Rovella is
things
an
happened
excellent
last
excellent
season.
player.
Rovella got tired, looked gassed, and that changed everything. And then Castellanos got injured for a while towards the end, and that
Yeah, that's
really,
true.
really changed their end because those two players do so much for the team. Even on Zaccagni's goal, Castellanos was involved. I mean, it's
Yep.
that guy's awesome. He's one of those guys who's like striker version of a Politano. He never has a bad game
Yeah.
because he works so hard and he does a bunch of things. I think it's cool to see Canchadero get some minutes. I think I'd like to see him play a full season, see what he can do. Isaksen's a good player too, so they're pretty set on that wing. Um, I've never been impressed by Dele Bashiru, and I
No,
keep saying it. He made one change. Ravella's in, awesome. I gotta see Belahian. He looked good when he came on.
no, it was much better than Bashiru.
Oh, I know, but but he came on late. Like I want to see him from the
Yeah.
start. I want to see Rovella, Guendouzi,
Yes.
Belahian. I want to see that play, and then you keep the same four lineup. I don't care if it's Isaksen or Cancellieri. I really don't care. But I want to see Castellanos, Zaccagni, and I want to see that three-man midfield.
I 100% agree.
So that's what
Callahan, I
Lazio
think, is
needs to
a
do.
really good player. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Um.
Well, sorry, I'm not sorry as big as fan by any means, but if he keeps Ravella out there, then I'll forgive him for his sins.
Yeah. Verona. This team's rough, man.
Mm. Well,
There is nothing like. Look at this team. There's nothing even remotely redeeming about it. Like who on this team is even average besides that the Giovanni guy looked decent.
I,
That's it.
no one.
Like
Yeah,
who's there?
they're
This
getting
team's getting
relegated.
relegated. This team's
Yeah,
getting relegated.
absolutely, no
Yeah,
doubt.
it's not a good team.
Bye bye. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
what they
gone.
got a tie and a loss. Yeah, I mean, I just don't believe that they're gonna do anything this season. Um, quick preview for next week. Then we
Yeah, let's do
will
it.
move along. All right. So next week we have week 3, guys. Actually, we have some international break, but the next week that we come back will be on 13th of September. So Cagliari, Parma. I like Cagliari how they play a little more than Parma. I think Parma's a bit of a rough team this year. I'm going to go Cagliari in a dirty 2-1 win.
I like it. I agree.
Biggest game of this week, Juve Inter. A
Oh
rivalry that used to
well,
mean something until the teams became anemic versions themselves. Maybe not Inter, but Juve. So who's going to win
yeah.
this one?
I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. I was going to say Juve win 2-1.
Yeah.
But I think a 2-2 draw is pretty fair. I like it.
Yeah, we made some good signings. I like what we did. I don't know if they're just gonna. I don't think Tudor's just gonna throw them on the field and be like, all right, now go, have your first start, for Juventus against Inter Milan. So I think we're gonna stick with what we've been doing, and I don't know if what we've been doing is going to be good enough to hold Inter out. Bremer has saved about 4 goals already in 2 games. I don't know. He's probably going to save another one against Inter at least if he keeps up the current rate. But Gotti's been poor this year, and
Yeah.
Kelly's just he's a turd. So I don't think you can get by with just one good defender against Inter. That does scare me, especially with Thuram not being very defensively aware. So I think that if Inter decide to play, I think they show up and get at least a couple goals against us. But I think that yeah, I think we'll at least put some in. We always play well against Inter, and we
This has
should.
something about I don't know why I feel it, but I feel like Inter's
They're done
confidence
beginning at
this
the end.
season. I don't think they're done. I don't think they're done. I think people are going to be overreacting, like, oh, they're finished. There's something that I don't believe. I don't think they're gonna win the Scudetto. I don't think they're gonna go as far in Champions League as they went last year. I don't think. I just think they're gonna fall off a little bit. I think there's gonna be a little bit of drama midway. He was gonna be put under pressure, and he's either gonna sink or swim.
Yeah, fair enough.
Uh, yeah, I'll do a 2-2 with a maybe Juve win. I could be totally wrong, but whatever. Fiorentina Napoli at Fiorentina.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one for Napoli, but I don't think it is. I think Napoli's are going to take it 2-0.
Yeah, I like 2-0. I could see a 3-1, but I like 2-0. I think that a little bit later in the season, I would probably maybe say this would be a more surprising one. Maybe Fiorentina would tie him
Yeah.
or something like that. But Pioli does not have it yet. He doesn't have his starting lineup figured out. He does not have this thing figured out, and Napoli is already going hard. I think that Napoli wins this one 2-0.
Yeah, I think that you keep getting these clutch goals and stuff, and yeah, they're reeling.
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
Roma Torino. I think Torino sucks. That's gonna be my theme for the season with them. Roma looks good. I'm gonna go 3-1.
Oh man, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was going to say the same 3-1. I think that Gasperini finally gets the fucking ball rolling, opens the
Yep.
floodgates.
Yeah, they start to play a little bit
Yeah,
like Atalanta a little bit. Not fully, but they start to kind of look a little more
yeah,
lively. Uh,
yeah.
Atalanta Lecce at Atalanta.
Huh. I think Atalanta will get this one,
Could
1
you
nothing.
could you see like a surprise tie though? I could.
Oh yeah, maybe 1-1.
I
I,
think
I think it's
Atalanta's
one
gonna
nothing
win this
Atalanta.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go 2-1 Atalanta.
Okay.
Pisa Udinese.
Oh, what a
just don't care
amazing
about them.
game. Yeah, the pot's boiling over with excitement.
2-2 tie because
Sure.
Udinese after they play an amazing game against a good team is gonna just lay a big fart.
I'm
Udinese
gonna go
2-2.
0-0 because then the game will just be a huge fart.
I like it. Sassuolo Lazio at Sassuolo. I want to see Lazio win this game. I have a feeling at Sassuolo they're gonna tie this game or something, and Lazio is gonna just not play
Yeah,
well. I just have a
I
feeling.
disagree. I think it's gonna be 2-0 Lazio.
You think so? I'm gonna go 2-2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a very strange 2-2.
Okay.
Milan, Bologna, they were big rivals last year for top four. Bologna got
Oh,
the better of them big time, and also in the Coppa Italia finals. At Milan, Milan's playing not so great, but they're getting the job done. Bologna is playing pretty well. But Bologna's team is worse and definitely weakened. Milan's team, some areas
yeah,
weaker, some areas stronger. I don't know.
I don't know.
What would you do? What do you think
Allegri or
here?
Italiano? I'm going 1-1. I think it's gonna end up like that.
Sounds very reasonable. Sounds very
Yeah,
reasonable. Like low scoring 1-1. I like it.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with you. Verona Cremonese. I think Verona sucks, and I think Cremonese is on fire. They're gonna win. They're gonna win 3-2. Or no, they're gonna win 2-1. I don't think they'll get three
Yeah,
goals though.
I like 2-1. Yeah.
Como Genoa, the battle of the mid-table teams. This is actually going to be a pretty telling game because these teams are last year were very close. Como has been making a lot of moves. People are really hyping them up. Genoa is a steady Eddie, hard team to break down. This is at Como though, so I'd give a slight edge to Como. What do you think's gonna happen here?
I think this is going to be a 1-1 game because Genoa is very organized.
Very. Yep.
And I think that Como is a little more talented, but I think Genoa is very organized. I like Vieira as a coach. I really do. I think that we'll keep our eye on him throughout the season, see how he handles these kinds of games, precisely these kinds of games.
Yep. I'll go 2-1 Como. But I can see it
Okay.
1-1. I can see it having
All right.
go 2-1 Como. All right.
Well, finally.
That is it. Any final thoughts?
I don't have any final thoughts. I think we wrapped it all up. Let's talk about our national team next.
All right. Well, meet us on the next video, which will be coming out about the Nazionale Guduzzo selections, and we'll see you guys soon. As always, Forza Calcio, and I forgot last week, Forza Balance Sheets. Ciao, guys.
That's right.